Well, hello again. I am so privileged to be able to speak about yet another amazing woman tonight. Shea Wellford, the recipient of the MBA's highest honor, the Lawyer's Lawyer Award. Who could imagine a better pairing? As you all know, Judge Jerry Turner was a pillar of our community, and we hold his memory especially dear in federal court. Indeed, I reference his guidelines for professional courtesy and conduct regularly in my courtroom, though regrettably, typically when lawyers are not particularly living up to the ideals encapsulated in them. But Shea Wellford has lived and breathed those ideals every day of her professional life. She is simply the epitome of the lawyer's lawyer. I met Shea when I was a young lawyer and immediately knew I had a lifelong friend. I've always looked up to Shea as both a lawyer and a leader because she is exactly who I wanted to be. At the top of her field, respected by everyone, with unassailable integrity and strength of character. She runs her cases and her organizations with efficiency, proficiency, and poise. And, by the way, she's also a lot of fun. All of those things make Shea the perfect selection for lawyer's lawyer. She is who you want to see on the other side of the V. She is who you want to be on a committee with. And she is who you would want representing you if the need ever arose, God forbid. Shea, I am over the moon that you are receiving the Judge Jerome Turner Lawyer's Lawyer Award. Congratulations.
In 1993, I met a bright young law student who clerked for Martin Tate that summer. She was in the top of her class and her research and writing were excellent. So at the end of the summer, we offered her a position. The rest, as they say, is history. That can't possibly be 32 years ago. During those 32 years, I have watched in awe as she spread her wings and developed into the amazing trial lawyer she is today. Long ago, I went from editing and critiquing her work to admiring and envying the depth of her analysis. She never simply skimmed the legal surface. She always dove deeply into the law. She then made her arguments based on established statutes or cases, and when that was not possible, she would cobble together cases to establish her new legal propositions. Suffice it to say, early on, I saw in Shea the makings of a great lawyer, and over the years, I watched as she exceeded those expectations, both in and outside the practice of law. She is a natural leader. Consequently, as shown in her bio, she has been president or chair of virtually every legal or civic organization she has worked with, and she has done so with professionalism and poise. Judge Jerry Turner was a great attorney and jurist, but he was a better person. He knew how lawyers should act as advocates in their practice of law and how they should treat each other and others in the process. His enduring legacy to the Memphis legal community is embodied in our state and federal rules of professional courtesy and conduct. Shea has epitomized that professionalism and that courtesy in her practice of law and her work in our community. Shea, please accept my heartfelt congratulations on this award, well deserved.
Good evening, everyone. It is the highest honor of my career to receive the Lawyer's Lawyer Award. I want to thank the Memphis Bar Association and especially the MBA officers and directors and President Lawrence Dimmick for this award. I also want to thank my family and friends who are here this evening and my colleagues from Martin Tate who have taken the time to be here tonight. I want to say a special thank you to my husband, Alex, who has supported me in countless ways throughout my career. I owe a debt of gratitude to my partners at Martin Tate who came before me. I would not be here today accepting this award were it not for them. I was fortunate to have excellent mentors when I started practicing law. Those mentors emphasized, both in word and in practice, the standards set out in the guidelines for professional courtesy and conduct. It was through their mentorship that I learned the values underlying the guidelines and what it looked like to put the guidelines into practice when you are litigating a case. It's hard for me to express how much this award means to me. When I look at the past recipients, I have a difficult time placing myself on that list. I was fortunate to know Judge Turner and to practice before him at the beginning of my career. I thought it would be appropriate to share a portion of what Judge Turner wrote in the introduction to the guidelines that resonated with me when I was thinking about this award. Judge Turner said, "It does the members of this magnificent profession well to momentarily pause to remember that the success of a lawyer cannot be measured alone by the number of verdicts won, nor by the amount of fees earned, but must take into account the means by which the verdicts are won and the fees are earned. The true value of our profession can be seen in the lawyer's recognition that he or she truly owes broad duties to the legal system itself, duties which render us committed to the continued improvement and success of this nation's effort to afford justice in our civilization, based not on a man's dictates, but on laws that apply not just to some, but to all." I wanted to share that passage because those words are as relevant today as they were back in 1988 when Judge Turner wrote them, and they are a good reminder to all of us what is important in the practice of law. Thank you again for this tremendous honor. I'm glad to be part of this magnificent profession with you.